I was an outsider and I was different, but to stick to that and to have that payoff, it's something I'm extremely proud of. I am from Cape Town in South Africa. This year, in 2025, we decided to make our base for the first part of the season in Arco, in Italy, which is like pretty much on Lake Garda, at the top of Lake Garda. And Darren and I have spent some time here before. We've loved the lifestyle, the training. It's really just a happy space for us. We both enjoy being in Italy. It reminds us quite a bit of home. So I'm from South Africa, from a farm in a region called KwaZulu-Natal, which was fantastic for being outdoors, and I rode bikes with my cousins, and we just spent a lot of time outdoors on the farm. I feel really privileged actually to have had that upbringing. I think it really grounded me as a person, and it made me who I am today. I have always loved mountain biking since I was like 2 years old. In fact, when I was 3, I rode 22 kilometers already. I actually begged my dad to ride with me to the Arby Gorge Hotel, which was 11 kilometers away and back. And so it was 22 kilometers when I was 3. I don't know, like I had this love for cycling and for just the feeling of like being out on the bike, even when I was 3 years old. I did my first race really early on, like just a fun local race with my dad, and mountain biking started with my dad when I was really young. He took me to all the races during school, and he raced himself, so it was like, you know, I helped him when he was racing and he helped me with the cross country, and then yeah, it was just really special to share those memories with him. When I was 17, I went to World Championships for the first time and I came third. I guess that's what made me want to do it after school. It's actually been quite challenging to come over to Europe and try to make it here, because it's just so much I have to learn and so many things that are different. I would say there was a point where I was getting a bit tired of it. Like I think it was just, it's really hard. Like coming from South Africa, having to make the big trip, raising enough money, overcoming so many barriers. And I think I was just feeling a bit like down and out about it. And it was at that point where Darren came into my life and he said, I think you're going to regret it one day if you don't give this a full swing. I didn't want to hear it at the time, but at the same time I knew he was right. And since then, like we've been building what we have today as a team. I would never, ever be able to be where I am today without Darren. He always believed in me. Just having that one person, even if it's just one person that you can completely trust, that, I mean, he doesn't need to tell me everything that's going on in the background. Like, I just trust that he will sort it out, and I know that he will. I mean, small examples like that people definitely don't see in the background is like, yesterday I was out on a training ride, and at the top of the mountain I broke a wheel. It was just a prototype wheel that we were testing, and he was further down the mountain. I had to call him. My wheel's broken. Okay, thank you so much. And he had to walk all the way up, find me with his wheel, change the wheel, give me the wheel to ride home. And he walked all the way down the mountain, which took hours, and he was really exhausted. So it's small examples like this that Darren does these things without question, without, like, I feel bad, but there's no question. Like, he will just do it and make it the best situation for me possible. So Leogang is a really like traditional, epic mountain bike venue. The short track race was really good for me, but I was trying something new, which was basically like, my coach said to me, Candice, the next step to winning is you need to actually be at the front at some point in the race, you know? And that brings a certain amount, or it takes a certain amount of confidence, but at the same time, it gives you confidence when you realize that you are riding strong and the others are suffering. So I think it was a good exercise for me.
Short track is always one of the hardest, especially when it's on the Friday night. You have the whole day just like getting nervous, waiting. I'm actually very happy to have this day just to chill and recover, because I'm really going to need good legs tomorrow on all those climbs.
The weather's a bit iffy for tomorrow, and the forecast is for rain. It's supposed to be raining now, and a high chance of rain tomorrow. So we've got all the tyre options. I'm basically going to set up 3 different sets of wheels with 3 different tyre combinations to cover all bases, and we'll make a call in the morning depending on the condition of the track as to which tyres combination Candice is going to race. When Candice was younger, for whatever reason, someone nicknamed her Candle Bear or something like that. And I was like, no, you're not a candle, you're a flame. And so she became Flame to me anyway, so that's why she's got the custom grips to the South African flag.
Sunday morning, woke up and it had been raining in the night. And it continued to rain until we raced. And then basically the worst thing happened, which is it stopped raining just before our race, and things started to get really sticky and like really difficult to get through on your bike. So for me, it was really, really scary. But I do see how I could adapt and grow into a space where that might be more comfortable. I think my smile has always been a part of me, and that's why when I did react in a bad way about a particular result in a scenario, it didn't resonate with me. Like, I realized 100% straight away, this is not who I am. Like, I love racing, I love riding my mountain bike, and I always have. And I think that joy is what carries me through and has carried me through many hard times. And I think no matter what happens in a race, I will smile at the end, most probably, because of that reason, the joy of it. From a racing perspective, my most emotional and a massive breakthrough result or experience was when I got my first World Cup podium, when I came third in Val di Sole in 2024. I think it just felt like a lot of years of just struggling and really questioning to myself whether I would ever make it. And all that kind of came together in one moment, and Darren was there to celebrate it with me, and it was just like a massive emotional outpour. I don't know how to explain it. So many years. I was an outsider and I was different, but to stick to that and to have that payoff, it's something I'm extremely proud of. I have set goals for myself this season. I think it's a very healthy thing to do. And the one thing that I feel is like missing is a World Cup win or a World Championships win. I'll be fine with that as well. But yeah, so last year I got quite a few podiums. I've got the third now 2 weeks or a few weeks ago in Novo Mesto. But I think like the next step for me is really like making that step towards a win. And I think a lot of it's mental, a lot of it's confidence, a lot of it's like a different way of racing, like maybe tactically, that can get you to that spot. A big dream of mine would be for mountain biking, specifically in South Africa, that young people get the opportunity to come and race here. At the moment, we don't have many systems in place that allow that, and I think there's a lot of young talent in South Africa that's just going to waste. My dream would actually be to see a way paved for them, and in fact, I would love it if it could be, I could be involved, and Darren and I could be involved with that way, because I feel that we have gone through so much and have so much experience that we could really share, and that would be special to us.